The original reason for the creation of my music was just to express myself. It kind of felt like nobody listened to what I was saying about what I was feeling until I put it into music.
DripX, the artist set to take trap music global with real-life lyrics and a dynamic blend of soul, hip-hop, rock, and dance music.
Lauryn Hill is one of my big musical influences. If y'all actually hear me sing, that's what I started singing and mimicking.
Some guys are only I'm toxic, I know I'm bad, complacent with all my bad.
I'm working on my lyrics for my verses to try to make it where, nobody could say anything about any of my songs at any point of the song.
And the wind that stuff it gon' end. Hold down, I need your love, I never ever.
Do you ever battle mentally with people trying to put you in a box?
Instead of boxing me in, all it did was just help me add an element to what I do, because the next songs that I came out with, I went right back into my pop and my little soul stuff.
Welcome back to Independent Revolution, a podcast that shines a light on independent and unsigned artists redefining the music industry. This show is powered by AVENUEAR, a platform connecting independent artists with professionals they need to take their careers to the next level. I am your host, Leah Rose.
And I am Baby Will. And today we have a very special guest that we are very happy to have with us. Everybody, welcome DripX Trip.
Thank you. I love y'all. How y'all doing today?
What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you, sis. I love y'all. Well, we here. Thank you, AVENUEAR, for getting us together for this podcast. Happy to jump into whatever questions y'all got for me.
The first question we're going to get into is the history of your music. We know Detroit has a deep history in their music, and we want to know where your history started.
Okay, well, I did grow up here, obviously, so just listening to a lot of Motown music from I'm from the 80s, but I grew up in a household with a lot of older women, so I got to listen to a lot of 60s, 70s Motown, and then I got to listen to a whole lot of the 90s R&B type stuff. So I didn't really get to listen to a whole lot of hip hop, which is why it's so much rock and soul and pop infused into my music instead of more of the hip hop of Detroit that we standardized that.
What do you feel it drives you or motivates you, or why do you make music?
The original reason for the creation of my music was just to express myself. I didn't have really great outputs for expressing myself, or even people that I could talk to express myself. So it kind of felt like nobody listened to what I was saying about what I was feeling until I put it into music.
So with that being said, I'm going to use the word you use for creative, when you start being creative. When was your first time expressing yourself?
Oh, that sucks. About 2021.
Really? You know what's crazy? I've known Drip for 2 years, and I've been singing since I was 4, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until 2021. Irony, right? That's crazy.
I feel like I feel like COVID had an impact on people changing whatever their processes was. So me, prior to that period of time, it's kind of weird that the world shut down and I kind of opened up. But that's kind of what happened. The world shut down and everybody kind of shuttered up into their homes. People started disconnecting from each other, and it was either you either kept it all in or you found some way to put it out, and that was my way of getting it out because if I kept it in, I felt like it'd probably be worse. Right. Just an emotional toll that I didn't really want to deal with. I needed to get it out.
After your first expression of music, when did you say, okay, I think this is my aspiration in life. I think this is my path. I think I want to take this seriously.
I think I was traveling with my son when I was doing that stuff. When I was learning about the music creation process, and he got to enjoy being in the studio with me and, making beats and recording. So it was just okay, he really likes this. Now I was having fun. So I'm just we're traveling, we're getting to spend time together, and I'm getting to see what you really like, what your interest is. Not you just doing stuff just because, it looks fun to do. You were doing it and taking an interest in it. Like, how do you do this? And then playing with different settings and presets and things, figuring out what works with his voice, all of that stuff. Like, it kind of pushed me to kind of dig a little bit deeper into it, because I felt like he was understanding what I was doing.
Who would you say is some of your music inspirations or your influences? Some people that you mainly grew up with, maybe some people that you was listening to mainly as a kid off the top of your head, or some that you could probably relate your music to.
Again, I'll go back Motown. Temptations are easily like one of my original musical influences. Lauryn Hill is one of my big musical influences. I really love that whole original Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, like front to back. So, like, if y'all actually hear me sing, I actually, like, kind of, that's what I started singing and mimicking. Like, as I started, like, doing music, I was mimicking her as a kid. Like, sounds weird. I'm a dude mimicking Lauryn Hill, but, like, I can actually sing a lot of her songs, like, pretty comfortably. Not saying I'm Lauryn Hill or I sound anything like that. I'm just saying, like, if we karaoke y'all, I would go do some Lauryn Hill music.
We were at DGT, and I think you did do a Lauryn Hill song. We chose to do karaoke night, and I did a bunch of Glee songs. Don't judge me. But Drip did do a Lauryn Hill song, and I think you did another one. It was by a different artist as well. But I can see, like, your core.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you a little one extra one. Outkast is like one of my bigger influences too. Like, they gave me the extra oomph on just don't be normal.
I can hear him a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
It was a song that I was working on, and some Smile. So when I was working on Smile, I was actually having a little bit of trouble with it, and one of my friends told me to go listen to an old Outkast CD, and then I bet you get that song figured out. And then I listened to that whole album, and then I had Smile done the next day.
So with you finding your signature sound of DripX Trip or DripX, what has been your biggest challenge so far?
I think the biggest thing I have is just finding the right, like, people to connect with. Like, not necessarily about what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like the sound of what it is. It's kind of different. Like, it's not just like, oh, you're going to hear it and this is like, we're in Detroit, so it's hip hop, but it's so heavily rock influence or, soul or pop influence that it doesn't necessarily sound like that until you hear me get to this verse or get to this point. So you starting to figure out what it is. Some people don't like. I say this. There have been some people at the very beginning of my stuff that came to me and was like, I didn't like your verse, bro, but that chorus was so hard. Like, that's all. I just sat there and just bobbed my head. So that actually put me in overdrive on working on my lyrics for my verses to try to make it where, nobody could say anything about any of my songs at any point of the song.
I feel that. I do. The songs that you have recently made, I like your verses and your choruses. But I will say, 2 independent artists out there add choruses. You just heard Drip say that a person came to him and said, I didn't like your verse, but I love that chorus. Whenever you make a song, they're gonna remember that chorus. Repetition is key.
Okay, so I was wondering, with all the stuff that be going on with your music and stuff, I was wondering how your family kind of like be there for you, or how do they feel about it or support you?
Yeah, my son likes my music.
That's number one.
Yeah, my mother and my sisters, they do support my music, and I don't expect them to go listening to it all the time because it's not really like their genre or style of music, but they definitely support. My mom's come to shows. My mom's come to work for me a couple times. It's like, to make sure that the door is handled and is administered. So, like, y'all got to meet my mom. Y'all see, she don't care. She just wants to make sure that, whatever is happening is successful for us.
Shout out to Mama Drip.
With your music, how do you describe it?
I don't think I can, honestly. I feel like I make whatever I feel like making when it comes to me. So whether it's a rock song, a pop song, a rap song, a freaking R&B song, or whatever. I got an EDM song. Like, I don't care. Whatever's coming to me while I'm out in the moment, or whoever I'm around, I'm heavily influenced with my music. I don't care to say that. The people around me do influence my music. If I like your sound and, we can make some stuff happen, that's great. If I can, like, incorporate that stuff together, it's absolutely happening.
Side question. Do you ever battle mentally with people trying to put you in a box?
I did at first. And I think what kind of circumvented that was just me realizing that I am my own like entity. Like if I try to put myself into their space, I'm going to turn myself into what they are or what they want me to be. So just at first I tried to do that. So I actually did influence a lot more hip hop into my music. I started with, Toxic that was really like my first real hip hop song. And it's still kind of like rock, to be real with you. It's like a little slower rock, but it's still hip hop, So I tried to do that, but still, I feel like it just helped me evolve, if that makes sense. Instead of like boxing me in, all it did was just help me add an element to what I do, because the next songs that I came out with, I went right back into my pop and my little soul stuff. And I think Crazy came out after that. So Crazy doesn't have much rapping in it, very little. Dear Love came out after that. I'm sorry. Dear Love was like a little very love ballad, like R&B song. So,
where are you from?
I'm from Detroit. I'm from Highland Park, y'all. I'm from Highland Park. I grew up in Highland Park during my elementary years, and then I ended up moving over into the west side of Detroit. And I grew up on the west side, like pretty much until I went to the military.
Now, as you speak on military, how long was you in there?
I was in the military 2.5 years. I was honorably discharged. It was a cool experience, network administration. So I learned how to do a lot of IT stuff. I was a little geek before I went in, but it didn't do nothing but just push me over, a little bit further into the geek ed.
These are just, little side questions to get to know Drip. How long have you been doing music now?
What's this, like 3.5 years, y'all? It's 2021 when I started. I released that first song in July of 2021. I think I recorded my first song in February of 2021. And that's not even a song that's released. That was just like me recording a song to see how I do it. Like, how do I make music?
What makes your music stand out? I know you said that you can't really describe your music. Would you say that that's the standout, or do you have an additional standout to your music?
I mean, every song has a purpose and is a story. So if you're looking for something that actually has like a concept and that's layered with the actual like, the story has a purpose. I'm not talking about nonsense. I'm not talking about anything unrealistic. So if you're somebody that likes to go watch TV or to go read a book, my songs are literally in that same genre of, creativity. It's meant to be a literal start, middle, and finish of a process.
Where do you feel that your status of your music is right now, or just how it's going right now?
Man, it's going well. I think I'm doing a really good job at connecting with people. I'm always trying to figure out new people to work with. But they say your network is your net worth, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to make sure that I, reach out to people that I feel like are good, like connections and good collaborative partners. Like everybody isn't somebody you're supposed to work with. So you do have to be careful on who you pick and choose who you work with. So I look at it in that sense where let me observe the landscape of the people around me and see who all are the people that are somebody that I can cohesively make a great project with, personality-wise and business-wise.
Do you feel like you're breaking through, like you're almost there?
Yeah. I feel pretty confident in like my trajectory right now. I got a lot of, good support from my peers, my family, trap family here with me. Got a good amount of support from the city. I get booked, out of state every now and then. Some people come from out of state and come in town to, kick it with us, so it's pretty cool. I feel like I just got to stay consistent. I think that's one of the biggest things that we fall off is the consistency part. We get kind of either complacent with where we're at and think that we're doing good enough, or, it's just, you don't do more. It's so much more that we got to do. It's like, you don't stop. Like, I was just saying it today, like, I got a show. I'm going to message directly, like, everybody inside of my list that even if I ain't talked to you in about a week or two or a month, probably going to message you about this show. Be like, yo, show coming up. I'm about to be here, $5 tickets, things like that, You got to stay consistent and you got to kind of stay innovative.
Let's speak about the people who brought us here today. AVENUEAR. How did you hear about them and how do you feel about them?
AVENUEAR pretty cool. I'm really excited to give y'all some background info. So I actually signed up for them March of 2023. And I just signed up. Again, so when I say y'all just got to put yourself out there, I literally will go sign up. You could probably go search any musical app and I've probably signed up for it. Like, and this has by far been the most influential, app as far as like helping me reach a new level and gain new steps as far as like my music career and networking and finding out how to make a better sound. A month after that, I got an email from Jay. Jay hit me up and was like, yo, I like Smile. Smile's pretty cool. But we didn't really like make nothing from that until around November of last year, which very coincidentally was a moment where I was feeling very, 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 very down about like everything that was going on musically. It was just like, I'm so exhausted. These people over here doing this. All of these people got their feelings, attitudes, money, just everything was dragging me down at that point. And I was like, screw it, I'm finna take a break. I'm taking a break, but I still released that song anyway. And the very next day after me hitting that song, Jay hit me up again, like, yo, we need you. Let me holler at you. So I ended up flying out to Phoenix, Arizona in December to meet up with Jay and Binks. And we went out there, we recorded a couple songs, got to hang out, eat dinner. It was a really good time. And You Got That Fire. And it's another song, Weight of My Pain, or Time, whatever we want to call it. But we got some cool projects that we did create. Can't wait till we get those pushed out. And yeah, we're here today. They've helped me with some advertising and marketing in between then. So pretty cool company to help you get yourself running.
Jay sounds like a pretty cool dude. I would like to meet Jay. Do you think that AVENUEAR, do you think that they've taken some pressure off of you when it comes to networking and getting your music out there? Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Rod too. Rod is a new CEO of AVENUEAR. Get him definitely a shout out because he put together this podcast. Rod? Yeah, they definitely took a big weight off my shoulders as far as me being able to not have to worry about who am I going to go reach out to help me figure out where the right audience is or who the right audience is, And I also want to give them huge credit on actually improving my recording process because that was the biggest studio I had been in by far. Like they had everything that you could require in that studio. And that was the first time I actually sat down with a producer that made that beat from scratch. I didn't even record that song to a full beat. I recorded that song to a drum line and a bass line, and then he went and did everything else.
That's art right there.
So it's safe to say that AVENUEAR is pretty good. Yeah. You'll give them all pros.
A+.
All right,
props,
for
props.
sure.
Okay.
Well, where's your goals in, like, let's just say the next few years, like maybe next 2-3 years?
I'm honest. I'm trying to be touring. I want to do recording. I want to be helping my peers get more opportunities to travel and do more music. But I also really do enjoy like being a songwriter and a producer. So I do want to be more in that mindset of being able to help people get better songs written, get better beats made, better production. Just help us be able, like our city needs that opportunity. Like we don't really have like a real big group or core here that helps push the stuff that we do towards the mainstream. So like we had Motown here. Motown's out in California now, y'all. Like we don't even have that as a record label here anymore. So that's really why I really came with the whole trap thing. I'm like, we don't even got nobody here that can help us like let's take it to the next level. So that's really like the whole basis of what I'm doing is to kind of just be like, I want to be on tour. I want to be able to go make music for a living, but I also want that opportunity to be able to push, the people that are here that need that opportunity because it's not available.
Before we wrap up, is there any chance that we can hear or see a snippet of some of your latest tracks?
Yeah, absolutely. The Purge is my upcoming album. I actually got 3 albums coming out, y'all. I have 3 albums coming out. They total 33 tracks, y'all. I have Purge and Heartbreak as our next upcoming 2, and then Borderline is coming out. So y'all can look out for those 3 albums soon. We'll play a few tracks here, and hope y'all enjoy.
Hold on, I need your love. I never ever let you go. Hold on, need your love. Hold on, need your love. I never ever let you go. Hold on, need your love. Hey, your mama told me don't think with your head, nigga. You better think ahead. Thinking back, I ain't hear shit that my mama fucking said. Looking in the mirror, nah, nigga, I can't defend you. I'm diving in the gear. This shit is sin. I'm with my chin. No wild times ensue. Damn, we know the
Those tracks, we do have the Hold On video. I hope y'all enjoy that video. It's a really, really deep video. You know, it's like that's my Please Don't Hurt Yourself song. You're worth living for.
Did I see that music video? I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, it's the one where I'm in the Beetlejuice outfit talking to myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. How did you do those effects?
Okay, so the first camera was just sitting there with me just laying in the chair, and then that camera couldn't move, and then nobody could walk in front of me at that spot where I was supposed to be at. So then we ended up shooting an exact same frame with me talking to myself, and then just merging together.
That's pretty dope.
I know that these fans are going to love these 3 albums that's going. You know, that's called consistency and hard work, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that you could, any opinions or any words that you could give any independent artist or any upcoming artist that's coming up, or just that might need any opinions or, you know, just words, what would you say?
I got 2 things. Stay consistent. That is the biggest thing you got going for you. When I say stay consistent with a high-end quality of content. Don't stay consistent just posting, you know, some random nonsense that doesn't look good or sound good. You have to stay consistent with high-quality content. Make sure that when you're on stage, you got a camera on you, you got some views of the crowd so they can see you, some people there rocking with you. You know, if you're shooting a music video, get the best quality camera you can. These phones are great. iPhones are great. Samsung are great for being able to shoot y'all content these days. You don't need no $1 million camera. So your content is king right now, and need y'all to know that yes, you will spend money as an artist. It is not absolutely.
It is inevitable.
Yes, it is not free to be an artist. It is not free to be a musician. Even if you are the engineer or the producer, like at the end of the day, when it comes promoting and marketing your music, it's going to be some kind of expense you're going to have. I say be very, very cautious on what you spend your money on and who you spend your money on, but be very, very aware that you will have to invest in yourself. If you're not investing in yourself, then the next level is not going to see you as a worthy investment.
How are you going to think people's going to invest if you can't even invest in yourself?
Before we close out, I just got to say one little thing. We have yet to mention DripX Detroit.
Trap.
I whispered y'all a couple times. Y'all ain't catch it. Trap.
Family.
Hey.
Let's get that.
Why don't we talk about Trap Family a little bit?
DripX Detroit, teaching real artistry and prosperity. We are a record label based here in Detroit, Michigan. We are a group of exciting entertainers. I love all of y'all. We are a very deep crew of entertaining and creative people, and I'm very proud of every step that y'all have taken, like throughout this entire process. Y'all don't even know how much.
We love you too, Drip.
We love you too. The new age hippies.
Yeah.
Remember our faces.
Can't forget it.
Proud.
I think that's all we have. It was an absolute pleasure talking with you, Drip. Like we ain't gonna see you after this.
You know,
Trap
Family.
Trap
Family.
Trap
Family.
Let's go. This has been Independent Revolution, a podcast for independent and unsigned artists to shine theyself, okay? Y'all better shine bright. I'm
like
your
a
host,
diamond.
Leah Rose.
Yeah, and I am Baby Will, and we was here with our special guest one more time.
Drip.
DripX Trip. Drip in this boy.